there everyone, how you going? Today we're doing some smoked beef ribs, so slow cooked on the grill for 2.5 hours, maybe 3, depends how they go. We've given them a good dry rub. This is sort of more like the American style of barbecue, slow and low basically. You know, get the smoke going. The smoke's actually what's going to cook. There's no direct heat going to these at all. So this is a style of barbecuing that we don't do a great deal of here in Australia, but I reckon that after today's effort, and we'll just see how this turns out, you know, it might be something that I do a bit more of. Pretty excited because it's a new recipe for me. It's not one that I've done before, so fingers crossed it all works out, and I'll show you what we've got going on here. So as I said, something a bit different to what I would normally do on the barbecue, but what I've got here is just some beef. So this beef has been sitting in the fridge with a dry rub. You can see there that all that moisture's gone in there. So that's got a bunch of different spices and stuff that's all on the website. So you'll be able to check out what's in that rub in there. So we've just got our ribs, they're massive great things. Not a cut you can get easily, as it turns out. The butcher sort of looked at me blankly when I first told him what I wanted. So this piece here was a piece that came off the top because it was, you know, part of it was quite there. So we're going to cook that up at the same time. That'll probably be done a little bit earlier. But these ones, you've got some big chunky bones in there. We've got the rub that's been sitting in there, and you've got some really nice juicy meat that's going to go through here. So this is not cooked over direct heat at all. So the smoke goes around in our barbecue and cooks this very gently and very slowly over a long period of time. So we'll just whack the cover back on that while we get our smoking boxes ready. So this smoking box I just picked up from the local, the Bunnings there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some smoking chips in here. So these have just been smoking in a little bit of water. So we'll just get a handful of those. Let's get those into there. Okay, so we've just stuck the box straight down on top of the burners there, and it's starting to generate a little bit of smoke already, but the heat's straight underneath it, so we're just going to close our lid down, let the smoke build up, and then our beef will be ready to go on. Alright, there's plenty of smoke going now. So we'll get our meat on. So something missing from this is that there's no sizzle. Normally we hear that sizzle when we put things down on the barbie, but because we're cooking over indirect heat basically, so the heat's over here, you're not going to get that. So we want to close that back down to keep all that smoke in as quickly as we can. So this is something I'm unaccustomed to with barbecuing. Normally there's a lot of things going on. We've got to, you know, move things around, get things cooked up and stuff. But I can go and sit down now. So these things are going to take like 2.5 hours. I just need to come out and check on them every now and then, baste them with a little bit of the rub, and which we've watered down with a bit of beef stock. Make sure it keeps on smoking, and just, you know, give them a bit of a check every now and then over the next couple of hours. So I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and we'll check on them again soon. So these have been going now for about an hour and a half. We've just changed a new smoke box in. The other one's super hot, so we're just going to leave that sitting up the back there. So the meat's smoking up. You can see it's still quite tender and raw probably actually. So it needs like another hour at least. We've just got our little potatoes and stuff in here as well, so they're starting to cook down just in their jackets. I made sure they were sealed up nice and tight so they don't get a smoky flavour through them. But our beef there is just coming along nicely, so all going to plan at the moment. Give it a quick little baste here. It's all looking good. Our ribs have been going for about just under 3 hours now. They're all ready to go. You can see here that the meat's just coming away from the bone nicely. So we're going to take these off. We're going to take this inside and we'll just carve that meat straight off there and slice it down. And I reckon that we have got an absolute feast on our hands. So we've got our ribs here. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down between each one. That's the front one there. Looks like a good one for me. You see there, nice and cooked. It's really pink because of the smoking and stuff like that as well. Beautifully cooked through. It's going to be nice and tender, so we'll carve all these up, get them down and eat our smoked beef ribs. We're all done. Our meat's smoked for over 2.5 hours now. I reckon I'd probably give it a little bit longer next time, but you can see here, this is one of the tip bits. It's just beautiful and tender, really juicy. And we're going to go and eat our meat, all of our sides here, and we'll see you next time on Barbecue Master.